Hello, welcome back to the channel, or welcome along. If you're new, please hit that subscribe. If you haven't heard of this model, this is the Hachette Lancaster bomber, 1/32 scale, and it's turning into a lovely model, to be honest. And this is pack 82, and this is the final pack for this month's delivery, and it's probably the biggest box I've seen. So here we go. So the bag is already partly ripped open. I always open these bags up live on screen for you so that you know I'm not, prepared and pre-armed and everything. So we've got a big box of bits there. This is quite an interesting one, I think, because it looks like we've got some different stuff to do rather than the repeats we've had recently. So pack 82, here we've got all the information about the company, where you can order it from and everything, and all your problems you get. So very interesting. There's the parts we're going to have in this magazine. I'm not sure what we're going to do with all of this. We're just going to assemble. Base panel. It looks like it's part of the stand, perhaps. I was thinking it was part of the airframe, but it's not. So it'll be interesting to see what this all is. Lancaster W4783, 89 sorties during World War II, fully restored and is on display in the Australian War Memorial in Canberra. So there she is, in all her beauty. So was she a 3 or a 1? 4783 was a Mark 1. There we go. She's a Mark 1. I've seen pictures of her. I've never been to Australia, but I've seen pictures of her in the museum, and she's beautiful. It's nice to see a genuine Mark 1, because we've got over here in Hendon, we've got S for Sugar, which is basically a completely rebuilt Lancaster, rebuilt during the war, but not a genuine. I mean, all that's left of it, I think, is the centre section. She was completely rebuilt, to put back into service. She hasn't been restored post-war, but she was rebuilt. And then we've got Jess Jane, which is actually a Mark 5, no, Mark 7, Mark 6. I can't remember now the numbers. I think it's a Mark 6, isn't it? So I don't think Jess Jane ever actually saw active duty in the war. And then we've got the BBMF example, which is, I think she's a Mark 3, isn't she? And I don't think she ever saw combat. I could be wrong. PA474, isn't it? So anyway, flying officers C.H. Tyndall, wireless operator, and Wing Commander Gordon, navigator, photographed inside Lancaster W4783. That's an interesting little photograph. Interesting little picture there. Got the flight engineer up there in the background, you can see. Very nice. And then the Luftwaffe's lack of strategic bombers. That's right, they never had a really big bomber, did they? All they had was the 111, really, which didn't carry many bombs. So, very interesting. Right, so what's all this about then? So we'll have a look at the magazine. We'll do what we normally do and put the light on so we can see what we're doing. I've got the wing over here still. I've just finished filming pack 81. So here we go. So we've got this piece here. We've got some plates, we've got some screws, and then we've got these bits here. So that can go in the recycling. Got a nice big piece of tissue paper, which I shall keep for packaging or something. So there's one panel there. There's one panel there. It looks like the base is going to be made up of many small panels. That enables Hachette to, one, make 20 magazine parts to make the stand instead of just sending you one large piece. It saves them on postage because they don't have to send large pieces through the post, and it also gives you more work to do, which is why we do this, isn't it? We want the work. We don't. If we didn't want to do this, we'd just go and buy a die cast. That's why we do this, because we want to. Got some big old chunky screws there. Got some brackets. So we've got. Okay, so we've got 2 rectangular, 2 square, that large one there, some screws, and these 3 plates here. So what's going on? What we're going to do here? So looking in the magazine, we have 82A and 82A, and line up their long edges so that they abut. Note the position of the screw holes across the shorter edges of the panel circled. So we can see here that we have 3 holes and then 1 outboard, 3 holes and then 1 outboard. Okay, so what we're going to do is put that one like that, and then we got this one here, 3 holes, 1 outboard, 3 holes, 1 outboard, like that. So we've got the outboard holes next to each other. Okay, I'm going to turn this over, get the magazine out of the way, lay this flat down on the bench, And we're going to take one of our square plates, okay, and this is going, I can't see because the light's on, it's going this way up, okay, and then we'll take our larger screwdriver and we'll put 2 of these JP screws into here. That's 1. There's 2, and we're going to make sure when we do this, they will actually slide like that. You want to make sure they're actually flush on both sides. And then on this side, we're going to put one of the little rectangular brackets here. So that again, is that going in that way up? I don't think it matters, but we'll put it that way up anyway. And then a couple of screws into there. You really want to make sure you get these right way around, guys, because you don't want to be taking these screws out and putting them back in again, because they're cutting threads in plastic, and when you take them out and go back in, when you've got areas like this that need to be strong, you really don't want to be taking them out. So, you know, as I say in the magazine here, in the circled area like that, the holes that are outboard are next to each other, okay? Then we are going to take this panel, it's going to be this way up. Okay, it's very difficult to see because it's all black. So that's going to be like that, and then this one is going to go like that with the outboard holes to the left. Okay, so with the square facing up, got the outboard holes to the left. And then we're going to turn that over. Okay, you can see here where the outboard holes are. And then we're going to put another square bracket there. Oopsie daisy, come on. So a lot of people were saying, when this initially came out, a lot of people were saying, no, you won't get the stand. The stand will be an optional extra. Well, it wasn't. I've said from the beginning, it's part of the model. Because they stated that themselves. When they released the model, they stated that it included the stand, and the stand is where the batteries and everything, or transformer, or wherever it's going to be, will be held to do all the functions. So I'm looking forward to seeing it on its stand and doing its thing. It's going to be a massive model. I don't know how I'm going to get it on camera, but well, there's a will, there's a way. I might have to put a camera behind me on a tripod or something. So we've got a spare screw there. Okay, so 3 base panels have been joined together. The pillar mount will be fitted in a future issue. So that looks like the pillar the model's going to sit on. I hope that's going to be strong enough. There's more than one, because we've got an R on there, so there's going to be more than one of them. Okay, so there we are. So that's that gone together. So there's another great big piece we got to stash away. So what you might decide to do is just collect these together, keep them in their box, and until you've got, because there's going to be more panels, there's probably going to be 4 by 6, I imagine. So there's going to be a lot more of these to do, so you may wait until you've got them all and then just to put them all together at the same time when you're ready to build the stand, because as this is, you've got a large piece of plastic to store away. Alright, and then that piece there will be kept for a rainy day, and I'm guessing that is going to go onto here somehow. It's going to fit. It's interesting. I don't know how it's going to fit. It's going to fit somehow, obviously on a different area. Right, I will see you all next month for pack 83. Thank you for watching. Well, it actually won't be next month, it'll be this month. It's now August. So about 4 or 5 weeks and we'll have pack 83. So no doubt pack 83, it'll say on here, yes, we've got ailerons going together, so and the trim tabs as well. So that's going to finish off this wing. You can see how big this thing's going to be. You know, with another wing on it, it's absolutely massive. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.